Did you know that these are still available? What? Okay, I can't believe it. There's a shoe on Nike.com right now that's available. That isn't like complete junk. You know what I mean? Like mass produced, super whatever. Like that's when people are actually looking for these. And you can get them, depending on your size. They're not available on all sizes, but still. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got another detailed look at another Move to Zero and another Flyease program shoe. And this is the Nike Glide Flyease. This is actually the thing that I was talking about, or trying to talk about during the Flyease Go review, where like you can like literally like kind of like bump into that shoe and then it clips onto your feet. And this one was the one that I was thinking of, but it wasn't this one. This is actually a technology or a technology, I don't know if you consider it technology, but innovation that was not created by Nike, which is what I was trying to get at in that review. Where this stuff right here, which I know that they use it on the Nike Air Max 90 Flyease, where you can literally like pop into the shoe and all that stuff, and it turns it into like an easy on and off thing. But Nike actually licenses this innovation or whatever on footwear from a different brand called Kizik. And Kizik is the one that came up with this thing. However, I don't see them ever mention Kizik, but they do pay Kizik to use their stuff. So Nike didn't steal it or anything. They're rightfully paying the brand for the rights to use that, which is patented by Kizik. So it was not Nike that did it. It was like everybody's like, oh, was it? No, I was not thinking about the Nike Air Max 90. I would have remembered if it was that, because it's clearly a shoe that I like. But like the Kizik brand is the one that created this thing, which Nike now uses in addition to their zippered systems and the Go system, which is the weird clippy thing. But much like a lot of their Move to Zero stuff, they come with this little card right here. It says that at least 20% of this shoe is made up of recycled material. This might be one of those shoes that is more than 20%, at least it feels like it, because most of the shoe is this sock thing, right? Like that's like the main build, but everything inside and outside of this damn thing is recycled. This is a wickedly cool looking shoe because of all the weirdness. Also, what was that shoe that we reviewed? You like them? They're like the Sakai, but they're not the Sakai. The Waffle One, is that it? There's a brand new one that has this like recycled foam wedge. And it's cool if you like that kind of thing. But anyways, these guys right here are the Nike Glide Flyease. Most of you probably have seen these, at least recently, on the feet of a lot of Nike's Olympic athletes. And they are wearing this thing at the podium, to and from the events and all of that stuff. And it even says it in the description or the product description on Nike.com for this particular shoe. They are using it in the Olympics as an easy on and off thing, so you can get on off, especially like if you're the gymnast or whatever, you don't even wear shoes during your event, so you're just slipping this on, slipping it off, boom, you do your, I don't know what they're called, but they look like Power Rangers, you know what I mean? And then they're done. Boom, gold medal. You win. Perfect. And that whole marketing spin for this type of shoe right here is very different than when the Flyease program was first launched. The Flyease program initially is for people to have a better way to put their shoes on and off that wouldn't be able to otherwise. You know what I mean? Like somebody with some type of disability. However, since then, it's been increasingly hard to get these things in the hands of the right people. And so Nike is slickly a real word?
Why not?
I don't know, I guess. But since then, Nike has done a slick way of remarketing, okay, the shoe, where they're like, nah man, these for everybody. Like, you don't want to tie your shoes? There you go. It is what it is. I guess I don't really care, but I do think that it's weird just because that's clearly not the intent. If you were to look up Flyease, like the origins of Flyease, it was not for everybody. It was for particular people that were not like most others. But again, these things are made with at least 20% recycled something, and that's clearly in the foam. Again, in the product description of the shoe, it literally says that they're taking scraps of foam from the floor in the factories, and they are melting them and putting them into this mold, which I think is really interesting. It makes it a little bit heavier, like bottom heavy, versus something that's just a standard foam, like whatever type of Phylon or EVA or React, Renew, what are the other things? ZoomX, all that stuff, whatever the it's called, man, it's all in here. And I think that that's really interesting. This little red piece right here that you see, as well as that little gray toe piece, those are actual rubber pieces. The rest of the white section, or that sail color, that's actually just recycled foams. But weirdly enough, it feels fairly similar to the rubber. It's pretty firm. So it's a lot of stuff that they've packed in there. Again, I think that's really cool. They're able to reuse those types of things, and I think that's dope. One of the most interesting things though, because when they said that they took scraps of foam, I'm like, what kind of foam is it? Is it React? Is it ZoomX? What is it? You know what I mean? Like, how comfortable are these? All your comfort's coming from this guy right here, man. They specifically stated that this thing right here is recycled ZoomX, which is in their like 4% stuff. They're super heavy duty running shoes that are supposed to take you the distance. So yeah, so all of your comfort is coming from this thing, which is really interesting. This is though the one downside also, in my opinion, because when I try to slide my foot in there, my socks get stuck on this thing. And I'm just kind of like fighting with the shoe a little bit to get in, which, you know, it's a little bit of a bummer, especially when it's supposed to be like the glide. You're supposed to glide right in there and be on your way. It is what it is, but that's the only downside, but it's also a plus side. I think it's really interesting that they were able to take scraps of some of their most popular foam cushioning and put it in it. How cool would this be if it was React? It'd be really cool. Now the upper itself is fairly plain, but it's also interesting. It's a one-piece kind of sock upper, or for the most part. This heel section is a separate component altogether, but the main upper is from here over. And there's a lot of ventilation points in this thing, which I really like. You can't really see it when there's all that stuffing in there. Let's see if I can put them out. Not only is the mesh breathable in and of itself, which is the main body of the shoe, but like this whole section is super breathable. And then they have another one right there at the toe. So I think that that's really dope that they were able to do that. The entire shoe though is ultra breathable. It's ultra comfortable on top of that. It's essentially like wearing an extra pair of socks.
Or a water shoe.
But they do look like them though, a little bit. There are some laces, you just can't, you know, like adjust them or anything. It's this little weird bungee piece right there. I do think it's really strange though, just because like it stays fairly taut. You can get into it without touching anything, but it is easier to put them on if you do have something to hold on to, this little pull tab right there, but it's not a complete requirement. There is a little bit of fuse also right there. You can't really see it on this colorway because it blends right in with the upper, which I think is good because I don't like that stuff, but it makes it easier for them to bond the material to the tooling with the glue and stuff like that. And then probably the main draw, I guess, of the shoe would be the mechanics in the back. This one is supported by this big old cage. This is what really makes them different from the Kizik stuff. The Kizik stuff almost looks like a regular shoe. Some of them do have a little bit of an elf looking thing right back there, but a lot of them don't. They even have dress shoes. So if you wanted a full leather shoe that was like pretty simple, almost like a basic, you know how there's like those Stan Smith style shoes, but in other colors. It's kind of like that. So they've got shoes like that where you can dress them up, you can dress them down. They got sportier shoes. They're a little bit cheaper than something from Nike, although these are only $120, which I think is great. But anyways, this guy right here is part of the Kizik brand. They own it, and I think it's really cool that Nike was able to license it out. Again, I still wish that they would say like, hey, this is from.
It's weird that they don't have a little brand stamp, like how when you use Continental rubber
or Velcro or a zipper, like specific zippers, they have their little tags.
YKK?
It would be interesting, but it's one of those things that you can hide it because Kizik doesn't use this cage. They do have some that have a cage, but they don't always use this cage. They do have shoes that look like they're just shoes, but you could literally slide your feet in there like super easy, and it's got the collapsible heel. Now they do fit true to size for anybody wondering, so whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would recommend getting. And again, they're decently comfortable. The upper super comfortable, super breathable, super lightweight. A lot of the actual comfort is coming from this guy right here, the step-in comfort. It's all ZoomX, but all recycled. It is glued together. It's a little weird, but I think it's also awesome. However, we do have someone special here today. He's actually one of our WearTesters Discord community members, which is awesome because he helps us out. And I think that it's great that he's part of the community because he's actually one of the original people that was like intended for this Flyease program. His name is Ryan. He does not have social media, but his tag or whatever, like, what is it called, a tag, a handle?
Yeah.
Okay. His handle is right here, and that's his handle on our Discord community. So if you're also a member of our Discord and you want to be like, yo, Ryan, that was great, then I would highly recommend that you do that. Mainly because I think that it's awesome that he took his time to come and be here with us and answer a few questions that I had for someone like him who actually has spastic cerebral palsy. He actually has a number of Flyease models, so I figured he's probably the best person to talk about this stuff. So as someone with a disability, was the Flyease program a real game changer for you and how you look at footwear?
Without a doubt, yes. These were my first pair of Flyease shoes, the Jordan 1. These came out during my first college semester, when I needed to have shoes I could get on and off independently. I could do that with these. I will never forget how it first felt having a shoe made for people like me.
Now, as someone with multiple versions of the Flyease models, which ones are the best for you, or which ones do you think are the best in your particular instance? Is it the slip-on versions, or are they the zippered versions?
It depends. If I need to get shoes on fast, my slip-on models are best. I can just pop my feet in and go. However, when I have more time, I prefer my zippered models, because the lockdown is better and my heel does not slip as much. and both entry methods meet my physical limitations. I can get both on and off easily.
Now, one last question. What would be your one main critique for the Flyease program overall?
The marketing. Apart from the Go Flyease, I have seen minimal effort into marketing the Flyease program. I wish Nike would rectify that and market the whole Flyease program more.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Big thank you to Ryan from our Discord community. We really appreciate not just having you as a Discord community member, but also wanting to share your thoughts on the Flyease program. I think that that's super awesome, and it's basically the only way for someone like Nike, or a place like Nike, a company like Nike, to get proper feedback so they can keep including everyone, which is dope. Again, these guys are available in select sizes still, so if you were interested, we will leave a link down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support, and until next time, guys, have a good one.